go to the Pearl, and you meander your way to like Monte Vista neighborhood. Then you go around Trinity a little bit. Then you make your way over into Brackenridge Park, like where the golf course is. You hook a left and you're in the trees, and it's slightly uphill. By the way, it was beautiful there because you had a lot of U.S. flags all over the place over there. A lot of military. They had photos of a lot of soldiers and Marines and airmen and seamen who've lost their lives in action. So it was very touching there, and a lot of support for people who were. You could tell there was a lot of military people there, and they were encouraging the runners, and it was great. We get out of Brackenridge Park, and we're almost at the halfway point. And now we're making a jog to Fort Sam Houston. Fort Sam Houston, I did not realize was that much uphill. It was like a 45-degree angle for about a good 1.25 to about 1.5 miles. And when I got to the top of the hill, no one was running. Absolutely nobody was running. It's a half marathon. We're all jogging, right? Top of the hill, right there, right before you get to Fort Sam Houston or right around that area, no one was running. It was too high of an incline. But despite that, I'm still making time. I'm still doing my interval running. I'm still doing fine. And I'm kind of going, it flattens out a little bit, going a little bit downhill towards miles 8, 9, and 10. And then I blew out a tire, man. I blew out a tire, and I crossed the finish line at 2:53, 2:54, forgot the time, somewhere around there. And then my two painful things happened. One was the second I finished, I pulled a Martin Grammatica, and I celebrated for a quick second, and then my left quad just went out. And then I go off to the grassy area. I get some water, get some Gatorade. I make my way over to where the venue is for the concerts, the big concerts. And I lay down on the grass just to catch my breath, right? Just they gave you potato chips, and I had some chips, and I had some trail mix and some Gatorade.
No orange slices?
Yeah, I had a banana. And then I'm laying there in the grass, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Let me get on Facebook and just post a quick photo of this. And instead, I see an exchange between James Pledger and my wife, where my wife is putting me on blast, man. She is putting me on notice.
Deservedly so.
Really?
I'm going to side with your wife on this one.
What happened, Pledge?
Okay. Aside from the rock and roll half marathon, was there anything else special about Sunday?
Oh, yeah. It was my wife's birthday.
Oh, right.
It was my wife's birthday.
When you got up to go to do your half marathon, was your wife, did she wake up with you?
Yes, surprisingly so.
Okay.
She did wake up with me. I was not expecting that.
Hey, I'm getting ready to go. Happy birthday, by the way, my beautiful bride.
I'm not the kind of guy that wakes up at 5 a.m, right? But I woke up at 4:30, and I figured, you know what? Don't go back to sleep. Just wake up. So I'm getting dressed, and my wife decides to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
And she's wishing me luck and all that stuff.
Oh, she wished you luck.
Yes, and
nice.
and I'm there looking for my earbuds, looking for making sure that I have everything. Do I have snacks? Do I have
it's extremely sweet of her.
All of this stuff. No, she's not doing that. She's just watching me do this. Okay, I packed my own stuff. Okay, and I'm making my way over, and I was so focused on my breathing. I need to get there on time. She even gave me cash for parking, so it was
very sweet of her.
Very sweet, very sweet. Now, I did wish her a happy birthday eventually.
Okay.
It's not like I forgot. I got her flowers, I got her bottles of wine that she asked for. So it's not like I didn't remember her birthday. It just so happened to be that day, the official birthday, I was in my own world. You didn't
start off the day with,
and you know what?
How you should have.
I told her, I said, babe, this is on your birthday. Do you mind if I do it? I don't care. So she blessed it, man.
Oh, did she say it like that? I don't care.
No, she was like, whatever. I don't have major plans. And she even mentioned that our family's going to get together for dinner. So she just said, don't be a crybaby all sore at my dinner. So I was a man about it. I wasn't sore.
Because a little further peek behind the curtain.
Yeah.
About 11 o'clock this morning, I get a phone call. It's Mike Jimenez. It's not out of the norm. You call me. We talk about show topics, things you want. And I'm like, all right, yeah. Can you come outside? Okay. So I come outside and you're still sitting in your truck. And I'm like, what's going on here?
I needed you to carry me out of my truck, man. I'm sorry. I don't know how else to say it, but I'm a little sore today, and I know it's going to be worse tomorrow. The weird thing about my soreness right now, and by the way, I have my massage gun right here, so during the commercial breaks, I'll be massaging myself. But the weird thing about it is...
You might want to be careful how you phrase that.
The weird thing about it is that, like, my right side of my body is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Vince Trevini on Facebook Live says that we were in run mode, game face on. Ain't nobody got time to wish anyone a happy birthday. David Andre on Facebook, it was a test and you failed.
Yeah, by the way, I'm going with that one.
Speaking of Facebook and YouTube, you can watch this show, not only listen to it on ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM, but we're also live on Facebook. We're also on YouTube. A little bit of a technical difficulty when the show started, so I apologize for stammering there, but that was the reason behind it all.
My favorite is it was a test and you failed. It's a lot like, what do you want for dinner? I don't know. I don't care. You pick. And then you list like 30 restaurants and none of them are good enough.
Yeah, and later on at 1:30, we're going to be talking about the fact that my wife and I have our 10-year anniversary coming up in February. I want to go on a trip. We actually have our passports now.
Ooh.
So we got our passports in the mail last week. So I said, let's go someplace. And she's being very wishy-washy about it. I'm like, and she says, just tell me 5 or 6 places and like plan it out and I'll pick one. And I'm there going, okay, well, I'm trying that. And I revealed 5 or 6 options last night and she didn't seem to be intrigued by it.
What were the options?
Well, let's go over that at 1:30.
Okay.
We'll break it down. And for those of you who are listening or watching the show, if you want to, leave a comment or two, or maybe give a suggestion as to where I should take my wife for a 10-year anniversary. I'm looking for a 4-day getaway, maybe somewhere between 3 and 5 days.
I got one for you. I'll give you one for free right now.
Okay.
Bora Bora.
Where is that?
Polynesian, I think.
But if it's a 4-day thing, half of that would be travel.
Get one of those water huts that are on the water. You'll be fine.
Interesting. Also, you can leave us a message or two on Twitter. I'm at Mike ESPN SA. Pledger is at I am Pledger. And the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are also open at 656 ESPN. Again, that is 656 ESPN. I did enjoy the half marathon. And the fact of the matter is there's another one coming up. It's called the Alamo 13-1. It is on March 6th, I believe. I've ran that one before. That's 3 months from today.
Will you be healed?
Thinking about it.
Will you be healed in time?
I'm going to be sore for another 2 weeks, man. I'm going to be sore for another 2 weeks. The worst part about all this, by the way, the worst part of this half marathon experience was not the run, was not mile 6.5. It was not the fact that it felt like half of this half marathon was uphill.
Wasn't forgetting your wife's birthday.
It wasn't forgetting my wife's birthday. I didn't forget. It was a delayed wish. Okay. The thing about it is that Pledger tried to get me off my game early on. This shows you how good of a friend he is. Both Pledger and Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Jason Minix and Brandon Medina. Well, Minix was calling me at the time. I know, but he was calling me from some other bar.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get some rest before the half marathon. It's 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I'm being blasted on Twitter, phone calls, text messages from all 4 of these guys. And I'm like, dude. And they're like, no, just come out for a couple of drinks, couple of beers. Yeah. So I can stay out till 1 o'clock and then be dehydrated for the race.
No, I can't send you home at 1. Remember, I got to keep you until 7.
Yes. Well, you would have had to have taken me then. I would have had to have gotten my gear in place. But man, we have a lot to talk about here today. At 12:30, we're talking about UTSA football. We now know what bowl game they're going to. The spread is out. What does Vegas think about their odds against San Diego State? And should UTSA fans, should the players feel insulted by which bowl game they're going to? At 1 o'clock, I'm thinking about it more and more.
Shaving your head?
This Cowboys game against Washington football team on Sunday, that's the most important game of the year so far for the Cowboys. We'll get into that and tell you why. And then again at 1:30, we'll be talking about anniversary ideas. My wife, again, our 10-year is coming up. We're going to get into that. And also, we're giving away tickets to Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden
tickets. Man, I didn't even know they were still around.
Live from the movie center in Austin.
It's not from the Bill and Ted's Iron Maiden. That's a different one, right?
It's the actual band Iron Maiden.
So, beyond the praise that I got from people on Twitter saying, hey, congratulations, man, for finishing that half marathon. I got what is the opposite of praise? Criticism, ridicule over the fact that
I'm just bringing you back down to earth.
Yeah,
that's all I was doing.
I was getting instant messages. I got a couple of them asking me, am I going to shave my head because of what I said on
Friday
on halftime and the Blitz? I said that if the Spurs snapped the Phoenix Suns win streak, which I think was like at 18 or 19 games.
It was 18 on Friday.
That I would shave my head. Well, the fact of the matter is that the Sun streak is already over. They lost to the Golden State Warriors. So people are already reaching out to me by saying, well, but here's the thing. The Spurs beat Golden State and no one thought that they were going to beat Golden State. So you should just shave your head anyway. And I'm thinking to myself, that's not how this works, man. That's not how this works. So I'm going to push the goalpost a little further.
Oh,
well, no.
We're not shaving your head?
Well, I mean, come on. I mean, I got a nice full head of hair here. I mean, 44 years old, coming up on 45. Only like 4 grays in there.
You know what? You know how I knew that yesterday took it out of you in terms of the marathon?
How? I
showed up and you're usually baby's face smooth, like freshly shaved, like you shaved right before you walked in the door kind of thing. There's a little bit of scruff on that chin of yours.
Yeah, you saw the scruff. And here's the thing, basically 99.9% of my hair that I have on my head is black still or brown, right? It's not very, very little gray in there. You can count the number of gray hairs that I have in maybe one hand, possibly 2. And I'm almost 45 years old. I have friends right now, like the ones from high school, either grayed out, bald, both, cul-de-sacs, stuff like that. I have a full head of hair. The weird thing is that my scruff is like 60% black and 40% gray. That is why I shave it, because I have a lot of gray down here, a lot of silver. It's weird, but it hasn't migrated south yet, which is very, very, very important. I have been told that I use Hair Club for Men, but I don't. I promise you I don't, man. And why is it that I don't have any gray hair? It's because I don't pluck them out, man. It's like they're like gray hairs like roaches. You pluck one out, 10 come to the funeral, man. That's essentially what happens, man. But good times, man. Good times. Again, this show is going till 2 o'clock. The Spurs have won 4 games in a row.
Woo!
As I told Joe Ryan-Nagel on Twitter the other day, I don't know what's up with the world anymore. Spurs have won 4 in a row. The Houston Rockets have won 6 in a row.
Yes, sir.
Nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense anymore. But the Spurs took out the Celtics, took out the Wizards, went on the road, beat the Blazers, who were without Dame Lillard, beat the Golden State Warriors 112-107. That was a very impressive win.
Extremely.
I would say that's the most impressive win of the season for the Spurs. Tonight, back in action against the Phoenix Suns, who are tied for the best record in the NBA at 19-4. Tip off at 8 p.m. No Devin Booker. So you're saying there's a chance. And that's where I'm talking about pushing the goalposts further down a little bit, okay? I'm contemplating, this is not a declaration, but I'm contemplating saying that we're going to shave my head if the Spurs hit 500.
That's only like 4 games away.
Dang it. Okay,
They're
that's why I'm
8-13.
saying that it's not a declaration yet. I got to think of one, right? Because, man, thank God the Golden State Warriors took out the Suns earlier this weekend because, I would have
Looking
been
for that caveat.
yeah. But, man, the Spurs game against the Warriors. Let's talk about that Warriors game.
It's fantastic.
It was a great game. The Spurs got out to an early lead and held on to that lead up until about the last 3 minutes of the game. And it looked like the Warriors were going to pull it out. I'm going to tell you why this is the most impressive win that the Spurs have had this year. It's because of that crowd over there in San Francisco. That crowd was standing up, cheering, just jumping up and down. The Warriors had taken a 3-point lead with about 2.5 minutes to go. And the Spurs, up until that point, had gone the first 10 minutes of the fourth quarter, scoring only 4 points. Only 4 points in 10 minutes. The wheels had come off. They had lost the lead. Golden State up by 3. Curry had finally nailed a 3-pointer. And I was like, man, there's no way in the world the Spurs are going to come back from this. Like, everything was against them. And then the most awkward 4-point play of all time happened. Keldon Johnson, big body. He drew a foul. Went to the free throw line, made the first one. And the second free throw, with about 1:59 to go, was the ugliest free throw I have seen all year in the NBA. What kind of free throw attempt was that? It was ugly. He threw the ball, and it looked as though he was trying to miss it on purpose, and I don't think he was. But that ball went off the backboard, back of the rim, and just shot backwards. And the Spurs got the rebound, kicked it out to Derek White, who nailed a 3-pointer. Spurs took back the lead. DeJounte Murray later on, contributed a layup. And Spurs won that game 112-107. And it was very impressive because the Spurs have now done this twice in the last 4 games that they've won, where they have a lead, lose the lead, and then come back and regain the lead to win the game. And that's very impressive because they did that against the Celtics. They did that against the Warriors. And now they have some momentum. Now the record of 8-13. So I'm sitting here wondering, what do we cheer for now? Because as you know, we've been talking about, should the Spurs be team tank? Should the Spurs go for a better draft pick down the road? And now I'm looking at it, thinking to myself, okay, well, what's the ceiling? Is the ceiling the Spurs maybe being a 500 team? I mean, if they go 600 the rest of the way, play 600 ball the rest of the way, they might be a playoff team at that point. Maybe not the top 6 team. But I mean, what is their ceiling? Let us know. Reach out to us on Facebook or on YouTube. Or you can reach out on the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines at 656-ESPN. We're going to talk more about the Spurs in the 1 o'clock hour, but let's talk about that. The emergence of Lonnie Walker had a great game against the Warriors. Where has that been all year? The re-emergence of Derek White suddenly playing like the player that he was not last year, but the year before that. So we'll be talking more about the Spurs at 1 o'clock, at 1:30 actually. But let's get some headlines in. Here's Pleasure with some 411 and the 210.
Here's the 411 in the 210. Headline 2.
All right, it's a bit of a long one because it's multiple headlines in one. I wanted to get you all of your college football news. First off, the coaching carousel continues as Manny Diaz was fired today by the Miami Hurricanes, and they will reportedly be hiring Oregon's Mario Cristobal. Also, Oklahoma announced Clemson defensive coordinator Brent Venables as their next head coach as he succeeds Lincoln Riley, who left for USC. Speaking of the Oklahoma Sooners, 4-star linebacker Kobe Mckenzie, who decommitted from the Sooners following Lincoln Riley's departure, has now committed with the Texas Longhorns and is the 4th highest commit of the Horns 2022 class, while Quinn Ewers, the 5-star quarterback from 2021, has entered the transfer portal. He's already met with Longhorns head coach Steve Sarkisian, plans to meet with both Texas Tech and TCU's new head coach, Sonny Dykes. He is a former top recruit from 2021. and he was actually committed to the Longhorns before decommitting and going to Ohio State late in the process.
What a great pickup by the Longhorns there, man. You know, anytime you get a 4 or 5 star recruit, especially one that had said no the first time, they're coming
they
back.
Don't have him. He's just in talks with Texas, TCU.
No, I'm talking about Kobe Mckenzie.
Oh, yeah.
No, Kobe Mckenzie, you know, they said no the first time, come back around. But the thing is that this is why I was calling Lincoln Riley a scumbag all last week, because it's not so much that he left, it's how he left, what he did in the whole process, screwing over another program in LSU along the way, but also taking all of these top prospects away. It is not a good time to be a Sooners fan right now, but I never thought about UT being a benefactor of all this, or beneficiary of all this, rather.
Here's the thing. UT may be a beneficiary, but are we going to have the same vitriol for, let's say, Quinn Ewers, who 1 year in after being at Ohio State has decided to go into the transfer portal and has opened his recruitment after committing to Ohio State and getting that $1 million or $100,000 NIL deal while he was at Ohio State? Are we bringing the same scumbag vitriol to Miami, who sent Manny Diaz out recruiting over the weekend, knowing they were going to fire him to bring in Mario Cristobal? Is that same energy used on these other players that you're bringing towards Lincoln Riley? Because in college football right now, the way it is, all of them, they all are out for their own best interest and should be.
No, I would call a program a scumbag. I would call a coach a scumbag. But when it comes to players, man, they follow their coaches, man. They're the ones who are moving, or they follow the playing time. So if somebody's riding the bench, Spencer Rattler, if someone's riding the bench, they should go and try to get playing time elsewhere then. I'm okay with that. But this is why the traditionalists didn't want this. That's why they didn't want the NIL. That's why they didn't want the transfer portal to be as robust as it is. But you know what? More power to the players, man. Just wondering.
Headline 1.
According to The Athletic's Shams Charania, multiple sources say that Trailblazers guard Dame Lillard wants to play with Ben Simmons. The Blazers and Sixers were reportedly talking about a trade that centered around Simmons and Blazers guard CJ McCollum, in which the Blazers would receive Simmons in exchange for McCollum, a first-round pick, and a young player such as a Nasir Little or Anthony Simmons. Simmons has not played this season. Portland currently sits in 10th in the West at 11 and 13th, while Philly is 12 and 11 and sits in 9th in the East.
Well, firing the GM shows a lot, but I see two things out of it. The Blazers firing their GM shows that there's probably some questions as to whether or not they should go for somebody like Simmons. But from the 76ers standpoint, they've gone from wanting $3 on the dollar to maybe contemplating 60 cents on the dollar, because this is a bad deal for the Sixers. The Sixers, Ben Simmons is the better player of all of them. I know CJ McCollum's an all-star, and I know there's a first-round draft pick involved in all this, but Ben Simmons is worth a lot more. And if the Sixers take this deal, they got fleeced.
Headline 0.
UTSA's bowl destination is set, baby. The 24th ranked UTSA Roadrunners, who are 12 and 1, and the champions of Conference USA after a 49-41 win Friday night over Western Kentucky down in the Alamo Dome, are headed to the Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl, where they'll face 11 and 2 San Diego State. That game will take place December the 21st at Frisco's Toyota Stadium, with kickoff set for 6:30, and that game will be televised on ESPN. In other college football bowl news, the top 4 was announced as Alabama is number 1 after their upset of Georgia in the SEC title game, where they take on 4th-ranked Cincinnati, who finished their undefeated season, beating Houston in the AAC championship game. They'll play New Year's Eve in the Cotton Bowl at Jerry World in Arlington, while number 2 Michigan, who rolled Iowa in the Big Ten title game, will face the now 3rd-ranked Georgia Bulldogs in the Orange Bowl later that night.
All right, first of all, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, correct?
The Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl.
There's one in my neighborhood.
Really?
And I love it.
Really?
It is good.
More than the Smoothie King? that I got you?
No, it's more because of the restaurant aspect of it
Okay.
all. So they have smoothies, but it's also a restaurant. It's actually a pretty good place.
Okay.
It's kind of interesting to talk about this because we didn't know where UTSA was going to go, and it looked like it was going to be either Frisco, the Independence Bowl, or it was going to be the New Orleans Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Went back and forth when it came to it, but the fact of the matter is that the spreads came out. This is what I'm interested in. San Diego State has been ranked almost the entire year, right? Also in the CFP as well. UTSA opens as a 2.5-point favorite.
That's the 411 and a 210.
A great win by UTSA on Friday night. What a great win against Western Kentucky to win the Conference USA Championship. An exciting game. And we're talking about these bowl games. And the Independence Bowl seemed to be the one that most UTSA fans wanted to go to. It was the one that made the most amount of money because now that UTSA is in the Frisco Bowl, they will make half of what they would have made in the Independence Bowl, which would have been in Shreveport. But when we come back, let's talk about this. Is this insulting? Coach Traylor talks to us about this. Is he insulted by the bowl selection that UTSA got? And I'm going to talk to you about why this is actually a good bowl game for the Roadrunners. More importantly, Roadrunner fans. This is halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM, and we're on the go at sasportstar.com.
Didn't catch R&R in the morning? Here's what you
There's
missed.
really no reason to go to Atlanta.
I heard the places where you throw a lot of ones are fun.
Oh, yeah.
I heard those are amazing in Atlanta.
Thanks to Lou. You get some
Look,
fried lemon pepper.
That's got to be the best wings ever when you leave the bubble to get
It's funny. They look like chicken, but they smell like peaches.
moving on.
Rob Thompson, Rudy J. Weekday morning 7 to 10 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Jason Minix here for Alamo Water Softeners. Go to alamowatersofteners.com. Schedule one of their whole home specialists to come out to your house for a free water analysis. And right now, Alamo Water Softeners is offering 0% financing for 2 years with approved credit. Take advantage of this same as cash offer on a water treatment bundle with special pricing to give your home the highest quality water treatment available. Discover the Alamo Water Softeners difference at alamowatersofteners.com. If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Central Builders Incorporated is a family-owned, award-winning general contractor headquartered in San Antonio. Since 1989, CBI has completed over $1 billion in construction projects, including large-scale remodeling, expansions, and ground-up construction. The award-winning CBI has also been recognized by the San Antonio Business Journal as one of the best places to work for the past 4 years, and Central Builders is hiring. Learn more at centralbuilders.net. That's centralbuilders.net.
Fever is a potential sign of COVID or the flu, and the Exergen temporal scanner thermometer has been proven accurate with more than 100 clinical studies. Be vigilant and seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Be accurate with Exergen. Exergen temporal scanners, available at Walmart and other fine retailers. Learn more at exergen.com. That's EXERGEN.com. Exergen is changing the way the world takes temperature.
I've bought $1 billion worth of used cars in 2021 at GiveMeTheVin.com. What that tells you real quick is I pay too much. Because if I didn't pay too much, I wouldn't get that many bought. And everybody loves us. Check out our reviews online. We've bought $1 billion this year already. We're the best, period. End of story. GiveMeTheVin.com. America's best used car buyer. Sell us your car.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Diamonds Direct is giving you one more holiday gift of 25% savings just in time for Christmas. A last-minute sale on all earrings this weekend. Yes! Save an unprecedented 25% off all earrings at Diamonds Direct. Diamond earrings, sapphire earrings, gold earrings. Get Diamonds Direct's unbeatable price plus an extra 25% savings. Whole diamond studs are included, so this is huge. Special financing, too. It's Friday through Sunday only. A truly epic earring event at Diamonds Direct. Details, directions, and more at diamondsdirect.com.
You may be into punk rock, soft rock, or classic rock, R&B, hip-hop, or house, country, techno, or techno-country. But no matter what kind of music you listen to, here's something else you should hear. Please consider getting vaccinated. Talk to your pharmacist today about Comirnaty, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA. This message brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
This is Jerry Jones, and you're listening to the home of the Dallas Cowboys.
San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
I think y'all know me well enough. I just don't like things I can't control.
Right.
I don't like to worry about it. So I just told her I don't want to know until she really knows. I mean, she's in those conversations all the time. She knows all the little details. I don't want to know. I don't care. Just tell me where I'm going and who I'm playing. Tell me when. We'll show up.
That is Coach Traylor of the UTSA Roadrunners. Earlier this morning, joining Rob and Rudy on R&R in the morning, he had no desire to be part of the politics involved with the bowl selection. As he said, just tell me where and when, and the Roadrunners will show up. Well, we now know where. They're going to the Frisco Bowl out in Dallas, right? The Dallas area. That's basically where the Cowboys practice, correct?
The Tropical Smoothie Cafe Frisco Bowl? No, that is at the place where Dallas FC plays.
Oh, okay.
The soccer stadium.
The game is December 21st at 7:30 p.m. on ESPN. It's going to feature UTSA, who's 12-1, against San Diego State, 11-2. San Diego State, most of the season, was in the top 25 in the AP, was also in the college football playoff poll as well, in the top 25 as well. Pretty good game, man. I mean, I know it's not a Power 5 type of team, but the fact of the matter is that it's a good program. It's one that was considered to be a little bit better than UTSA most of the regular season, but the spreads came out, and according to Bovada and other sites I've seen, UTSA is somewhere between a 2.5 to a 3-point favorite. The thing is that a lot of fans were questioning whether or not UTSA was going to get a bigger bowl, because here's the thing about bowl games. Bowl games, it's all about travel. Will your fans go? It's all about money, and it's all about the payout. And some of the bowls that UTSA could have gone to was like the Independence Bowl. They could have gone to the New Orleans Bowl. They could have gone to the Frisco Bowl, which they got selected for. Fact of the matter is that the Independence Bowl paid twice as much to the schools compared to what the Frisco Bowl does. And who's going to the Independence Bowl? Who's taking on BYU? UAB. The same UAB team that lost to UTSA in that thriller at the Alamo Dome a few weeks back. So it's kind of weird. UAB gets the nod with an 8-4 record over a UTSA team that is 12-1. Funny thing about that, though, is that I was talking to Rob Thompson about this morning, and I said, well, maybe it's because Birmingham is closer than San Antonio is to the Independence Bowl. The Independence Bowl is being played in Shreveport, Louisiana. I looked it up. San Antonio is actually 40 miles closer to Shreveport than Birmingham. So that's not a thing there. That is not a thing. But interestingly enough, Coach Traylor talked about this as to whether or not UTSA football should be offended, and should fans be offended by the bowl selection.
Well, we appreciate all that. We need all the motivation we can. So y'all just keep getting my guys angry and mad. As Coach Saban said the other day, that's some of that good rat poison.
That rat poison.
We need all of it we can.
Bulletin board material, man. UTSA, it is an insult, man. I mean, let's just call it what it is. It is an insult because the bigger bowl game is the Independence Bowl. They would have played a nationally ranked team in BYU, a higher ranked team compared to San Diego State. They would have been in a better limelight. It would have been an earlier bowl game. It wouldn't have been flooded with all these other bowl games going on. But I'm going to tell you this, Roadrunner fan. I'm kind of glad that we got the Frisco Bowl because it's going to be easier for us to go there. If you are a fan of UTSA football and wanted to go to a bowl game, it's easier for you to fly into Dallas than to find your way to Shreveport, Louisiana. So it sucks for the team. It sucks for the school. They're not going to have as much money on the bowl payout. It sucks that they're not going to have the exposure early on in the bowl, when the bowl games are starting to get played. But from a fan perspective, I bet you 2 or 3 times more fans are going to be able to go to this game because it's in Dallas. People are familiar with that drive. It's a 4-hour drive, 4.5-hour drive. It's an easy 30-minute flight. There's no connectors because I don't know if San Antonio has a direct flight to Shreveport, Louisiana. But the fact of the matter is it's easier to get there. There's more stuff to do in Dallas. You can make it a weekend. You can make it by the way, I'm going to be in Dallas already on December 21st because I'm going to be there with my family doing stuff in Dallas for the Christmas holiday. And I think this is a good thing for fans.
Yeah, I mean, sure, it's great for fans and to be able to go, but 42,000 almost were at the championship game. There were over 35,000 at the game I attended against UAB. This is like a 20,000 seat stadium. Like, sure, some can go, but even if 30,000, 25,000, they can't all go. It's not going to be all allotment UTSA tickets.
No,
So
I get that.
That hurts them in terms of being able to get as many fans to a bowl game as possible
But
and
how
really
many fans,
show out.
How many fans were really going to go?
That's a good,
I look at it this way. UTSA fans travel. There was a good, probably, a couple thousand that traveled from San Antonio, 560 miles, I-10 west to El Paso for the UTEP game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was 2,000, maybe 3,000 fans that went out there, which was great. It was fantastic. Regular season game. UTSA was undefeated at the time. Going to this game, though, there might be a higher demand. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's 5,000 to 7,000 UTSA diehards that are out there. It's going to be easier to go. Now, the tickets might cost more because, like you said, only 20,000, 22,000 seats available. It's going to cost more to be there. But for those of you who are going, it's going to be a better experience. It's going to be a more enjoyable game, more enjoyable area, man. Because, I mean, Shreveport, Louisiana is not like a happening place to be, man. I mean, the Applebee's only seats so many people.
Jonathan C. on our YouTube live feed says BYU would have been a great test to see where UTSA stands.
No, I agree, but San Diego State's not bad.
I agree, but it's not about a test right now. This is the test. It's to see if UTSA fans will travel. It's about building brand recognition. UTSA's never won a bowl game. Those are things that are considered when bowl selection committees come around, is how do your fans travel? How good is the matchup going to be? And if UTSA goes and plays BYU and gets thumped, I think that does a disservice to UTSA for future considerations. Building the prestige of the program is the part of the process that we're in right now, because as UTSA becomes more commonly known for football, which it hadn't been until this year. UTSA had only had a football program for 10 years. They've only been to a couple of bowl games. This is their third. They haven't won one. Like, you have to take these steps in order to get the recognition to get better bowls. And I think if they handle business against San Diego State, that is another feather in the cap for UTSA in terms of building the program prestige, which will, when they have years stacked like this on top of one another, become a more in-demand team.
I think Coach Traylor said it best when he said that that not only is it easier for fans to get to Frisco, it's also easier for their recruits to get to Frisco. Because when it's all said and done, that's what matters the most. Can UTSA get better players? Because, man, Sincere McCormick, Frank Harris, Cephas, they're not always going to be there. In fact, we're only going to have them for one more year. So we need to reload. And the way that you reload is by having good draft classes. And the fact of the matter is that UTSA is doing a really good job of recruiting the 210, of recruiting the 512, and recruiting the Dallas area as well, because there are recruits that UTSA wants that live in the DFW area. That is a hotbed for high school football, man. And the fact of the matter is that bowl game has no competition. Again, it's December 21st, no competition because there's no game after it, and the game that's before it should be done by the time kickoff starts, 7:30 on ESPN. When we come back, let's talk more college football. That great game this past weekend, Alabama and Georgia, was that just basically a preview of the national title game? Was that what we just saw there? Also, we'll talk about where the Aggies are going, and at 1 o'clock, we're going to be talking about why the Dallas Cowboys' next game is the most important game that they have so far this season. And at 12:55, get your phones ready. 12:55, we're giving away tickets to Iron Maiden in concert in Austin. This is halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. We're on the go at sasportstar.com.
Saturday afternoons mean one thing: college football.
Oh my God!
Hear games from all Power 5 conferences all season long, every Saturday from San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
This Sports Center update is brought to you by Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 100% satisfaction guarantee.
UTSA is headed to the Frisco Bowl. The Roadrunners will take on San Diego State on Tuesday, December 21st at Toyota Stadium in Frisco. Kickoff is at 6:30, and the game will air on ESPN. After losing 15 straight, the Houston Rockets are on a tear with 6 straight wins following a 118-108 victory for Houston over the Pelicans last night. Christian Wood had 23 points and 8 rebounds to help the Rockets to the win. The Spurs put their 4-game winning streak on the line tonight against the tied for first place Phoenix Suns. Tip-off is at 8 tonight in the Valley of the Sun. And in the NFL, the Houston Texans get blanked 31-0 by the Indianapolis Colts. Both Davis Mills and Tyrod Taylor played at quarterback and couldn't lead scoring drives. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Carl Schoening.
Do you want to be a hero for the holidays? How about getting your loved one a new iPhone? That's right. Pure Talk has iPhone 12 starting at just $479 through the end of the year. And yes, they have the 13s too. Switch to Pure Talk. Get great nationwide 5G coverage. Yes, the same coverage as the big guys, but the average family saves over $800 a year. Now that's just smart. There is no need to overpay for Verizon, AT&T, or T-Mobile. Plus, with Pure Talk's 30-day risk-free guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Unlimited talk, text, and 6 gigs of data is just $30 a month. And like I said, the iPhone 12, just $479 this month. From your cell phone, dial pound 250 and say half off to get an additional half off your first month, plus save on a new phone. That's pound 250, say half off. Pure Talk is simply smarter wireless. Some restrictions apply. See site for details.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Alamo Cycleplex is located on I-10 just down from Days of Vala. And when I tell you this is the perfect place for Christmas shopping, that's exactly what I mean. Follow them on Facebook to keep up with all the cool events they put on throughout the year. The next big event is coming on December 18th. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., they're going to have an open house. And at this open house, it's going to be free food, free drinks. Santa will be there. They're doing a mechanic seminar at 11 a.m. Really cool event. Come and check it out. A couple of new things at Alamo Cycleplex. They're an official one-wheel dealer, which is a really cool electric board. And they're also an official Sea-Doo dealer. And now's your opportunity to get your Sea-Doo before that warm weather hits. Do this for me. Go to alamocycleplex.com. Look at all the cool toys for yourself. It's a family environment. Again, the Christmas open house, December 18th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Santa, food, drinks, mechanic seminar. Be there. And ultimately, they just sell fun. And who doesn't like fun? Go and check them out for yourself at alamocycleplex.com.
The evolution of Gary Clark Jr. continues.
This is where I go from.
Now the electrifying performer takes the stage. February 2nd, 7:30 p.m. the Tobin Center. Tickets on sale now at Tobin Center box office and online at tobin.fun. His latest album, This Land, available now.
This is the place where time stands still. With each down, there's a battle of inches.
How about 83 yards from Prescott to Elliott?
This is San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
We've got the damn mic. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Upload a photo of what's on your grill and enter a description and recipe, and you can win a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. Winner is chosen every Thursday at 6 on the Blitz. Again, chance to win a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. Welcome back to halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. We're on the go at sasportstar.com. Speaking of the Blitz, Eric Morris, UIW head coach, will be joining Jason Minix on the Blitz at 4:30, and he's not going to be the UIW head coach much longer because he is becoming the offensive coordinator for Washington State, moving on up. Congratulations to Coach Morris on that, and congratulations to Incarnate Word. What an incredible season you guys had. It was very exciting. You guys made your ways into the second round of the playoffs, but lost to number 1 Sam Houston State. It was a close game. I believe it was 49-42 this past weekend. Congratulations to the Cardinal fan as well. I know a lot of people were cheering and celebrating UTSA all season long, but man, Incarnate Word played their butts off all season as well.
And not only was it 49-42, but it was 49-42, and Incarnate Word got it inside the red zone in the final minute of the game and was stopped at the 1-yard line. It was a lot like the
Baylor game. Yeah. That's incredible, man. What an incredible season you guys had. And man, to stand up to the number 1 team that way. I know it's difficult to lose a game, especially a heartbreaker like that, but man, it just shows how well that team has grown, and hopefully will continue to grow with Coach Morris moving on to Washington State. But congratulations again, you guys. Welcome back to halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star. You know, this past weekend, lots of college football going on. Talk about that Baylor game. What an incredible ending to that game right there. Not a lot has been said about that in this show so far, or even this morning as well. But the fact of the matter is that a lot of the eyes were focused on that Georgia-Alabama game. We've been waiting for that game all season long. I was looking forward to that game because I wanted Georgia to win and knock Alabama out of the playoffs. Everyone wanted chaos this weekend, right? And we all thought chaos was coming because Baylor took out OK State. And it's like, okay, one domino has fallen. Notre Dame was not playing this weekend. So we're like, okay, let's have some chaos here. Let's have Michigan lose. Let's have Bama lose. And let's just burn this place to the ground. Let's have some chaos. And none of it happened, man. I mean, Michigan goes on to win, and Bama does what Bama does. They just win football games. And now it is set. Alabama, Michigan, Cincinnati, and Georgia are your final 4.
Here's the thing about the Alabama game, and I want to talk to you about this, not as a fan, not as somebody, because everybody, if you're not a Bama fan, you just want to see them lose. Like,
exactly.
Let's figure it. But when you saw the line as nearly double digits in an SEC title game where Bama wasn't favored for the first time in 74 games, did some part of you just deep down where you like to lay your money go, dude, I got to take Bama in the points. This is dumb.
Oh, the money line was almost 2-1. I mean, when was the last time that happened? It's like, it was stupid. It was on a neutral field. It wasn't like they were going into Georgia to do this. It was on a neutral field. And it almost looked as though Georgia was disinterested in winning this game. And I was wondering whether or not the rankings would work out where Georgia would play Alabama in the first round. The more I thought about it, I thought, no way that's going to happen. They have to be separated. They have to be separated. By the way, Alabama is a 13.5 point favorite against Cincinnati. Little insulting, maybe, but the fact of the matter is that, I was telling someone yesterday, it's still Bama, but Cincinnati, beat the living crap out of Notre Dame in South Bend. So it's not like they haven't played anybody good. Notre Dame's a decent team. They went out there and beat them on the road. My heart says that I want to cheer for Michigan the whole way out. I want to see Michigan somehow beat Georgia and then somehow knock out Cincinnati after they upset Alabama. Kidding. That's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. But my heart, because when I was in high school, Fab Five, baby, I had that blue hat with the gold lettering, that M.
Oh, I had the shorts, but here's the thing. John Harbaugh is just so unlikable.
He is. But, oh, my God, sometimes you got to root for the bad boy. You know what I'm saying? Got to root for them. No, but man, it's looking like the stars are aligning for a Georgia-Alabama national title game. And if I had to bet money on it, I'd bet Georgia. It's hard to beat a team that as good as Georgia 2 times in a month. It's hard to do that. So I would have my money still on Georgia, and the odds are a little bit better.
So you just love losing money.
You know what? Betting for the favorite, man, that sucks, dude. That's no fun. That's absolutely no fun. But there's going to be fun here in San Antonio on December 29th. The Alamo Bowl. We have Oklahoma against Oregon. Oklahoma have a coach? Not sure. I'm not sure if Oklahoma has a coach. Bob Stoops.
They do.
They got Stoops all over again, right?
Stoops is there, but they've also got Clemson's defensive coordinator.
Oh, is he already there?
Brett Venables, yeah.
I didn't know if he was actually coaching the actual
game.
Well,
he had a press conference today. So.
Okay. He'll be somewhere on the sidelines.
Recruit.
But that's a great matchup, though, man. Oklahoma against Oregon. Remember when the Alamo Bowl was kind of a lame bowl? When it was like the Builder Square days? Yeah. Man, God, I remember Builder Square.
Yeah. Didn't it just turn into Home Depot?
I think it got bought out by Home Depot. You know what's so funny? The way I live life is that if I have a thought like this, I can't go on with my day without knowing the answer. So I'm going to be like going on Wikipedia, looking up Builder Square, and is it actually affiliated with Home Depot, or did Home Depot just buy it out, man? But back in the day, Builder Square was the place. But that's when we had the Big 12.
That was the place? You're saying it like on Friday nights you go hang out out front.
I mean, that was the place for when you wanted because like Lowe's and Home Depot is not like a thing, and like my dad would want to go out and get some lumber or get a hammer or something like that. We'd go to Builder Square, man. But yeah, it wasn't a happening place. They didn't have any trap music or anything like that. But no,
it wasn't Anthro.
It wasn't Anthro, yes. Beno Udrich was not there. But taking a look at this game, though, we have 2 solid programs. Those teams travel, man. Oklahoma travels, and then Oregon travels as well. Oregon's been here before. I remember greeting them at the SeaWorld a few years back when they were here. It's good times for them. It used to be that this game would get like the Pac-12 6th team and the Big 12's 5th team, but this is a big boy. This is a big boy matchup here as far as a bowl game is concerned. That game, though, it's going to be a late start, so we're going to have to tailgate for a long time because we have a 9:15 start on December 29th. That game also on ESPN, and then the Aggies are also in a bowl game this year. They're going to be taking on Wake Forest in the Gator Bowl. It's a showdown from the Belk Bowl they had a while back. But, man, congratulations to the Aggies as well. And, Pledge, here's the thing, man. I was talking to my father-in-law yesterday, and I wasn't trying to make a joke. Wasn't trying to joke, but I was like, man, I wonder where Texas is playing. And then I remembered.
Not bowl eligible.
They're not bowl eligible. But we have another hour of halftime. Get your phones out. We're giving away tickets to Iron Maiden. Woo! That's a blast from the past. I mean, I thought Sammy Hagar was a blast from the past, but Iron Maiden, that's fantastic. So you're going to be calling the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines right now at 656-ESPN. That is 656-ESPN. We're looking for caller number 7, not 5, caller number 7 today on the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines of 656-ESPN. When we come back, we're talking Cowboys. Big game coming up against the Washington football team on Sunday. And I'm going to tell you why This is the biggest game of the year so far for the boys. This is halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Their games. And there are games. Welcome to a whole new season of the NBA, right here on ESPN Radio. Get the latest news, moves, analysis, and more. The NBA plays here. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Great water every time you take a drink, take a shower, do laundry, or run the dishwasher. All thanks to Alamo Water Softeners. Take advantage of their water treatment bundles with the Premier Whole Home Bundle. Get a free standard gas or electric water heater when you purchase select water softener, a +1 filter, and a reverse osmosis system while supplies last. And right now, if you purchase one of their bundles, you get a free 1-year water softener tune-up and free water heater flush, but only through December 20th. Details at alamowatersofteners.com.
Whether you're vaccinated or not, it's important to know the symptoms of COVID and its variants. Fever is the leading sign, and only the Exergen temporal scanner thermometer has been proven accurate with more than 100 clinical studies. Non-contact thermometers have no clinical evidence behind them and cannot be relied on. Be vigilant and seek medical advice at the first sign of fever. Be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at exergen.com.
You may be into punk rock, soft rock, or classic rock, R&B, hip-hop, or house, country, techno, or techno-country. But no matter what kind of music you listen to, here's something else you should hear. Please consider getting vaccinated. Talk to your pharmacist today about Comirnaty, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA. This message brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
My name is Sue. I'm 58 and I work with kindergartners. I've been overweight all my life. Over the years, my weight led to high cholesterol, joint pain, and body aches. Getting up and down with kids was hard. I couldn't sit on the floor without finding something to help me up. Once I got up, hip pain would prevent me from walking normally. I had heard the Institute for Functional Health commercials for a long time and thought, maybe this will help me. I called and met with Dr. Torres and immediately liked him. He was very personable. I can't explain it, but something finally clicked inside me. After being on his program, I lost 45 pounds, and for the first time in my life, I feel comfortable and am proud of myself. My husband and I have been married 25 years, and I'm now thinner than the day we met. My blood work is optimal, I'm active, better at my job, and I feel in control of my health. This has truly changed my life.
Call for your complimentary consultation, 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Live, local, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Michael Jimenez. Halftime.
Oh, yeah. Welcome back to hour number 2 of halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. We're on the go at sasportstar.com. My name is Michael Jimenez. The show goes till 2 o'clock. I'm with James Pledger today. Now, here's the thing, man. Right now, I am getting beaten up on Twitter because of what happened yesterday. I kind of forgot my wife's birthday for about 12 hours, right? Now, I did wish her a happy birthday around 11:30 in the morning after I ran the half marathon. And I went on Twitter and I posted a poll. It says, I briefly forgot about my wife's birthday on Sunday because I was so focused on the half marathon. I wished her a happy birthday around noon after I finished running. Did I do something wrong or do I have an excuse here? Pledge, I posted this poll an hour ago.
Yep.
54 people have already voted. And you had two choices here. Either A, you did nothing wrong, or B, you moron.
I'm hammering B. I haven't even voted in this yet, but I'm hammering B.
78% said you are a moron. But Larry comes to my defense and says that half marathon was no joke. The issue would have been had you said nothing at all. And Manny Jimenez says the fact that you think you have an excuse is the real problem. This guy named Boss says, bro, does she have you on a tight leash or something? No, but the fact of the matter
but I mean, you wish your wife a happy birthday.
And I did eventually.
That's the problem. It was eventually. Like if she was still asleep when you left that morning, I get it. You should have rolled out of bed and be like, happy birthday, beautiful. I love you. Thanks for everything. I got to go get ready for this.
I do that every day, man. I love that woman.
I know
Selena's the best. She really is. It's so funny because you talk about like short leashes and stuff like that. I have the longest leash of anybody.
She literally told me to keep you out until 7 next time.
Next time. If I'm past midnight, right? If I'm past midnight with pleasure, she wants me to stay with pleasure until 7 so she can get a full night's sleep. That is not a short leash. My wife gives me the longest leash in the point where, like, if pleasure, you said, hey, let's go to Vegas, let's go to the NFL draft. She'd be like, great, I have time at home to be by myself. She loves me, but she also loves her own time as well. So, you know, it's about balance.
And loves me.
And she loves you. Trust you. It's all about balance, man. But speaking of significant others, man, rolled out of bed this morning and, you know, I was going on the socials, you know, and I went on TikTok. And the first thing I saw was a TikTok involving a supermodel. Oh, what was her name again?
Kristen
Harper.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you who are not driving and want to look her up, go on to Instagram. And Kristen is spelled Christen and then Harper, Harper. And I was like, what's this whole thing about? And it's her like getting excited about something that she sees on her phone or on a phone. And basically, she was excited because the Detroit Lions won the first game that they've won all year long yesterday.
In 364 days.
364 days. You hear that, Brandon Big Papi Medina? Skull. He's a big Vikings fan, but dude, your team lost to the Lions, right? So why does this supermodel, Kristen Harper, care about this? Do you think she's from Detroit? No. Do you think she grew up a Lions fan? No. It's because her boyfriend is quarterback Jared Goff.
I've said it once. I'll say it 1,000 times. It is good to be a quarterback in the NFL.
Oh my God, dude. Okay. I had never seen who this person is. And apparently she's a swimsuit model for Sports Illustrated. She was in there last year. And people were complaining on TikTok and on Instagram going, why isn't she watching the game? It's because she's at work, man. You see all that water behind her? That's called a beach. She's in a bikini, for crying out loud. This is her job. She is a swimsuit model. And man, Jared Goff, you know, I didn't have the most respect for you when you were at the Rams back in the day. And that respect factor went a little bit lower when you went to the Lions. But it went up a little bit yesterday when I saw that game-winning touchdown as time expired yesterday. But man, my respect level for you as a man today after seeing your girl, dude.
Now, I've actually
Tip
got
of the cap.
I got a question for you as it pertains to the Lions now. Who's the worst team in the NFL?
Well, you would think that
because the Lions have the #1 pick, they have the worst record.
They have a tie in there also, so it's not like they've been, you know, they've been a little feisty the past month or so. They tied the Steelers, right?
They don't get blown out. They're in every game, it feels like. I don't consider them the worst team in the NFL.
The worst team in the NFL right now is probably the New Orleans Saints. And that's my team. I would say the Saints right now are one of the 3 worst teams in the NFL, just simply because of injuries. And it's not because of talent or whatnot. If Jameis was back there and Michael Thomas was there and Kamara was healthy and all that stuff. But if you're saying right now, you just stack them up, you line them up on Sunday next week, just talent-wise, Lamar Holtz on Facebook Live pledge broke bro code and called you out.
Called you out for what? Your wife called you out.
Yeah, no, true. But the worst teams in football right now are the Lions, the Jets, and because of injuries, the Saints are one of them. And I'm going through the list right here. The Jaguars, I guess. So it's kind of hard to say. Who do you think?
It's Houston. Houston can't even keep a game close.
But Houston's losing on purpose. That's the difference, man. They're losing on purpose.
The Lions are also losing, but at least they're competitive. The Texans are getting blown out of the water, and the talent isn't even there. So you can't be like, well, they got the talent. They don't even have the talent.
So what you're saying is that the Lions are playing like the Spurs were playing before the 4-game winning streak. That's what you're saying.
I think the Lions are actually playing pretty well right now. They've been in a lot of games. Like, they aren't getting housed by teams.
Yeah. Now, I did mention to you that I thought that the Saints were one of the worst teams in the league right now. And again, it's because of injuries. And it's hard for me to say that, man, because again, I am a Saints fan. That is my team.
Mm-hmm.
But that's also the team that the Dallas Cowboys beat 27-17 last Thursday.
It's a big win.
Oh, you know what? A win is a win, as a lot of Cowboy fans were saying, right? But man, now that we're coming into, we're now in December, baby. It is December football, and the Cowboys tend to wilt a little bit in December. They have a history of that. And this upcoming game, Sunday at noon against Washington football team, I tell you what, Cowboy fan, this is the most important game of the season for the Dallas Cowboys, because it has been a foregone conclusion to almost everybody that the Cowboys are going to win the NFC East. And I've said this before. They had lost 3 out of 4 games going into the New Orleans game, and nothing changed. They were still the 4 seed. Because even when they were 6-1, they were still the 4 seed. They dropped and became 7-4. They were still the 4 seed, but something changed. The Washington football team has started to play better, has won 4 games in a row, and is now in the rear view mirror. They are 6-6, 2 games behind the Cowboys. But why does that matter? Well, it matters because they play the Cowboys twice in the next 3 weeks, which means that if Washington football team wins both of these games, they control their destiny, and Cowboys suddenly are looking at a wild card berth as opposed to an NFC East championship. And it's so weird to say this, man, because when the season started, and I'm a big fantasy football fan, we were all talking about how Washington football team had a really good defense. And a month into the season, 8 weeks into the season, we were looking at them going, what happened to this really good defense? They just didn't come together at all. And then offensively, they were having injuries at the quarterback, and they went back to Heineke, and then Antonio Gibson got hurt. And now what do you have? You have a healthy Washington football team at home against the Dallas Cowboys. And again, they've won 4 in a row. So who have they beaten? Well, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The same Bucs that beat the Cowboys earlier this season. They beat Tampa Bay 29-19. They beat the Carolina Panthers 27-21. They beat the Seahawks 17-15. And they beat the Raiders 17-15. The same Raiders who went into Jerry World and beat the Cowboys a few weeks back.
Oh, it's different.
Oh, I know. It's completely different. Completely different.
And the Bucs weren't trying, so, I mean.
It's just one of those things, man. You take a look at this game. Can you imagine this? Cowboys right now, 8-4. Washington football team, 6-6. Can you imagine a week from today, it them being 8-5 and 7-6 respectively? Wow, Cowboy fans would soon pucker up, if you know what I mean.
Well, here's the thing, because despite the struggles over the last 5 weeks, in which they are 3-2 or 2-3, Cowboy fans seem very apoplectic about what's going on. Like, they don't have any concern. Well, it's losses against the AFC teams. It doesn't matter.
Right. Well, the thing about the Cowboys season this year, though, is that I I found that I have become more optimistic about the Cowboys than a lot of fans are. The fans ride the roller coaster of emotions. We're prisoner of the moment. We're like that with the Spurs. We're like that with the Astros. We're like that with the Cowboys, with the Longhorns. Prisoner of the moment. And when I was at R&J Saloon watching the game against the Saints on Thursday night, Cowboys won that game, but I didn't see a lot of celebrating. I saw a lot of people there going, "Wow, we barely beat that team. That was a close game, and that team is beaten up." And I know McCarthy wasn't there, and I know that some players were were out because of COVID and whatnot. But again, right now, the New Orleans Saints are one of the worst teams in the NFL, and the Cowboys, end of the third quarter, it was still a close ball game until they started getting some takeaways. So taking a look at this, I've never thought that the Cowboys were ever in trouble of being of losing the NFC East. They got to such a big lead earlier in the year. I never thought that they were in trouble. And I think the Cowboys are the better team. They're better than Washington football team, but
they have the better talent.
Better talent all around. Maybe not a better overall defense. I think the defense is deeper for Washington football team, but the Cowboys have playmakers on defense that the Washington football team does not have. But man, this game is on the road. Cowboys lose this game, that is going to be one of those things, one of those situations where we're going to be looking at this team and wondering, are the wheels falling off?
Were you listening to R&R this morning?
I listened to the first hour.
Did you happen to hear Rob Thompson and completely writing off the Washington football team?
No, not at all.
Oh, yeah. That's my thing, because that's the feeling I get from most Cowboy fans is they, A, are putting zero stock into their 4-game win streak, and B, are putting zero stock into the struggles they've had over the last 5 weeks.
It's almost as though the Cowboys are not respecting the streak, as far as like it was one of those things with like the Chiefs returning the corner and they beat the Cowboys. I think the only team that has gone counter to what they were doing was the Raiders, because the Raiders were actually losing games and still won in Dallas. But the fact of the matter is you have to respect this 4-game winning streak. I mean, because what happens then? What happens if you only have a 1-game lead and then the Washington football team goes into Dallas 3 weeks from now, and essentially that's for the division? You can look at it that way, because after that, who do the Cowboys have? They have Arizona. And Arizona might be playing for the number 1 spot, might not be benching their players.
Oh, they will be.
Yeah.
Them and Green Bay are neck and neck.
Exactly. So it's just like man, this is a very, very important game. Now, again, I think the Cowboys are the better team, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the Washington football team can't win this game. But man, good times, man. Kickoff is Sunday, and right now the line, Cowboys are favored by 4 on the road. That's a little much, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's probably about 2 points too many.
So early thoughts. You think that line's too big, and that do you believe Washington actually wins this game? Early thoughts as we, early in the week.
Early thoughts. Yeah, Washington football team does win. That's the sad thing about it. And I don't even, it's again, I want to look at what the weather is. I have no idea what the weather is over there. I'm going to take a look at that maybe during the break. But right now, which team is on a roll? Which team has the most confidence? Which team is at home? And again, this is a division game. And when it comes to division games, you never know what's going to happen. I'm not going to be surprised if the Cowboys win. But if you said, "Hey, Michael, gun to your head right now, you had to place a bet on it," I'd bet on Washington football team. And right now, Pledge doing a good job right here, showing us that the forecast for Sunday in Washington for this game, rainy, with a 64% chance of rain, and it's probably going to be somewhere in the low 50s, 40s to low 50s. Not bad. Not bad, because that's what does that take away? That might take away the passing game for both teams, or might lessen it a little bit, right? So, Zeke, Pollard.
Whose run game do you have more
versus
faith in?
Gibson? Pollard changes it all, man. I have more faith in Pollard than all the other backs in this game.
Even Gibson?
I don't know what to take from Gibson, man, because Gibson is one of those backs where he's really dangerous because he catches passes, and he's very streaky. I mean, he will have huge games, and then he'll just lay eggs all the time. So it just depends on what team you get from him. But it's a great game, man. This defense, again, this Washington football team defense has only given up 17 points a game over the last 4 weeks, and they played Brady and beat Brady. They beat the Raiders. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty when they beat the Seahawks. It was a very, very close game, but Washington football team, just be prepared for this to be a bigger game, a tougher game than I think what a lot of Cowboy fans think, because the Cowboy fans look at that and they think, wait a minute. Wasn't this team 2-6? Didn't they lose 6 out of the first 8 games? But now, what are you showing me there?
Just Antonio Gibson's stat line.
It's a good player, dude.
Last 3 weeks, he's had 95, 111, and 88 yards, respectively. Has over 800 on the season.
Yeah, he's got 19 carries, 29 carries, and 23 carries. So they're riding him. They, again, they're a healthy team, man. Facing a healthy team is really, really tough, man. But let's get some headlines in. Here's Pleasure with a 411 and the 210.
Here's the 411 in the 210. Headline 2.
We'll start things off with the worst team in the NFL, the Houston Texans. Quarterback Tyrod Taylor was replaced in the second half of the Texans' 31-0 loss to the Indianapolis Colts by rookie Davis Mills after failing to even cross midfield. Texans head coach David Culley announced yesterday that Taylor is the team's starting quarterback would be evaluated. Update, Tyrod Taylor has been diagnosed with a wrist injury, according to NFL Network's Ian Rappaport, and may have torn ligaments, which the team has confirmed through an MRI. He is now week to week.
All right, I'll take back what I said 20 minutes ago. That is the worst team in the NFL. And the sad thing is that Tyrod Taylor is actually not bad, man. He reminds me of Teddy Bridgewater back in the day. Just somebody that you can have come in here and take control of a team and lead a team possibly to the playoffs. But the fact of the matter is that, I mean, that whole situation is garbage right now. It's a dumpster fire in Houston.
The problem is Tyrod Taylor is also regressing. When you look at Tyrod Taylor,
it's hard to say that, man. They don't give him a shot.
The first play of the game is a pass play in which he rolls out and is so late on a check down that he allows a Colt defender to pick off the first pass of the game. Like, he has regressed as a quarterback within this offense. And I think if you're the Texans, you've got a rookie third-round pick in Davis Mills. You got to see what that is over these final 5 games rather than keep trotting Tyrod Taylor out there to pretend like you're trying to win. You have to not even pretend. You actually have to see what Davis Mills has, because you may be going into this draft looking for another quarterback, especially if you're able to move Deshaun Watson this offseason.
Again, Deshaun Watson, another dumpster fire. I have no faith in them moving him. No team's going to want to have that all that around the team, man. It's just bad.
You can say that, but a lot of teams kick the tires around the trade deadline.
Did they do it this time?
Price was too high mid-season. We'll see where it's at once they actually fully see what their teams are.
I'm not saying that he's not going to be moved, but some time needs to pass, and a lot of things need to occur.
Well, there's a lot of time left between now and the NFL draft. Some things could be resolved.
Bellagio.
Headline 1.
Houston Rockets have the longest win streak in the NBA right now. It's 6 games after a 118-108 win over the New Orleans Pelicans last night. The San Antonio Spurs have won 4 straight as they beat the best team in the NBA, the Golden State Warriors, on Friday night, 112-107. The Spurs played the other best team in the West, the Phoenix Suns, later this evening. Youth on both of these teams is evident and was part of the reason for the early season struggles for both teams, the Rockets losing 15 straight at one point. But both, are they learning how to close out games, or, as Pop would say, is the worm turning for these two teams?
You know, it might be turning for the Spurs. When it comes to the Rockets, though, it's hard to say, man, because that is a really bad team. A lot of talent on there, but it's a lot of talent that hasn't played together. It's a lot of talent that, a lot of it's international. There's a lot of barriers coming on, Sengun, and you have all these young players that are out over there. But the fact of the matter is that I don't expect the Houston Rockets to do much of anything because they don't have much veteran presence. At least the Spurs have veterans. The Spurs have DeJounte Murray. He is a veteran. Derek White is a veteran. I know we call them a young core, but the fact of the matter is that they've been around for 5 or 6 years. The Spurs have McBuckets. They've got Pirtle. They've got players who have been around and have played a lot of battles. And because of that, I would expect the Spurs to be a little bit more advanced and have a better shot of continuing their winning ways. Do I expect that for the rest of the season? I'm not 100% certain on either team, but I'm more surprised by the Rockets because I don't think the Rockets have what the Spurs have.
Headline 0.
And finally, the Chiefs have pushed their win streak to 5 straight with last night's 22-9 win over the Denver Broncos. Baltimore fell to the Steelers 20-19, failing to convert the game-winning 2-point conversion. New England, who is currently the number 1 seed now in the NFL, sitting at 8-4, they will play tonight against the Buffalo Bills. Who is your favorite in the AFC as we sit right now? How do you rank these teams?
I'm going to rank 1 and 2 being New England Patriots and Kansas City Chiefs. Those are the top 2 by far for me in my head. Now, it's kind of weird right now because you have 7 teams right now separated by just 1 game. New England, Tennessee, Baltimore, KC Chiefs, 8-4. You have the Bills. You have the Chargers. You have the Bengals at either 7-4 and 7-5, all separated by 1 game. All 7 will more than likely make the playoffs. And I look at it this way. It's all about experience. And I would say that New England has the experience because they've got Belichick. They don't have the experience at quarterback, but he's doing well. I mean, Mac Jones is doing well.
You talk about experience. You've got a Super Bowl, 2-time Super Bowl attendee in Patrick Mahomes.
And won 1, lost 1.
And Andy Reid. They've been to 3 straight AFC title games. And most of that team is still intact from all of those runs while you got a new quarterback, you got a bunch of new players on defense. I mean, while the experience is there with Belichick, wouldn't you say that the Chiefs are actually the more experienced team with the continuity?
The Chiefs are the more experienced team. Obviously, they lost because of injuries last year. So I'm looking at it this way. Yes, they have the most amount of experience. They're catching their stride, but they're beatable. They are a beatable team. And I ask the question, what wins in the playoffs when it gets cold, when it gets wet? What wins is a running game. And the Chiefs finally have one. They finally have one with Williams and Edwards-Helaire coming back. They finally have a running game, but which makes them more dangerous than they were last year. But that's why I look at teams like the Ravens, and I don't have much faith. It's because they rely on certain things that require a fast surface. And so right now, again, I wouldn't be surprised if Kansas City makes its way through. Wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots make their way through. But again, tonight, big game.
That's the 411 and a 210.
Monday Night Football tonight, Patriots at Bills. Wow, what a game. The Bills sitting at 7-4. If the Bills win, they're 8-4, tied for first in the AFC. If the Patriots lose, they drop to 8-5 and drop all the way to 5th in the AFC. A lot on the line. But man, only one of these teams has the hoodie. Only one of these teams. And I don't know what to expect from Josh Allen. Josh Allen has been just so up and down this year. Just a weird player this year. Normally you would see him like last year. He was winning a lot of games with his feet. He was throwing the ball in the air a lot to Diggs and Beasley. And this year, he just seems to be kind of just regressed a little bit, but the team is still winning. Tonight, I'm calling for the upset. New England wins this game.
I agree with you.
Man, another upset that could happen tonight. Spurs, Suns tonight. Can the Spurs make it 5 in a row? Can the Spurs complete the road trip sweep?
Is Michael shaving his head?
We'll talk about that. And we'll talk about the reemergence of Lonnie Walker. And also, hey, reach out to us on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter. I need to take my wife someplace nice for our 10-year anniversary. I'm looking for a place anywhere in the U.S., Mexico, Caribbean, 4 or 5 day trip.
French Polynesian.
I need some advice on this, especially since I forgot her birthday for 12 hours on Sunday. This is Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. We're on the go at sasportstar.com.
Listeners of the Paul Feinbaum Show come from all parts of the South.
And I live in the mountains.
They're passionate about the SEC.
I've been drinking a little beer this afternoon, and I've got the feeling that we're going to be Georgia by 3.
They're a rowdy bunch. And they're the most honest people you will ever meet.
Yeah, do like me. I've given up women and turned to porn.
There's nothing like the SEC. Talk SEC with Paul Feinbaum. Weekdays 2 to 4, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
I love my family. They're funny, sweet, smart, they even smell nice. But I hate holiday shopping for them. But ho, 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 not anymore. Because I discovered the perfect holiday gift for my entire family, Skechers. Skechers have affordable, comfortable shoes that will make checking off your gift list easy as pumpkin pie. The kids go crazy for them. They have shoes that light up and sparkle, shoes that slip on and off, shoes that look cool. Forget about toys this year. Skechers are just as fun and no assembly required. And they're not just for kids. Adults love them too. They've got cozy slippers, comfy winter boots, sneakers for walking, running, outdoors, exercise, and all sorts of work footwear. Or if you're lucky enough to play golf, yep, Skechers has those too. And they all have the exclusive fits and features your family will love. They've got relaxed fit, wide fit, stretch fit, arch fit, and even max cushioning that feels like you're walking on clouds. Plus, they come with Skechers' exclusive air-cooled memory foam for ultimate comfort. And they're machine washable. So this year, give Skechers to everyone. Find them at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Napa know-how. At Napa, get great deals on a variety of Craftsman tools all month long for those DIYers in your family. Like the 20-volt drill driver combo with a battery and charger for just $119. With a deal like that, we're putting unfinished projects on notice. Looking at you, loose doorknob. That's the drill driver combo, just $119. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. At participating Napa Auto Parts stores and NapaOnline.com while supplies last. Offer ends 12/31/21.
Colleen, can you run back and wrap that? No, oh, you've got a customer.
The holidays came early for the Hendricks Boutique.
Yes, we'll be open even later when it gets.
They'll need a temp fulfillment manager to tie up the holiday loose ends.
I need some more help at the register. Somebody? Oh, Sherry.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Here's an unexpected holiday surprise. A last-minute sale on all earrings at Diamonds Direct. This weekend, 25% off. That's right, all earrings. An incredible 25% off. Diamond studs, diamond hoops, colored gemstone earrings, designer earrings. All earrings included. Who wouldn't love a nice pair of diamond stud earrings for Christmas? Make it happen this weekend and save an unprecedented 25%. Best prices of 2021. Special financing available too. Friday through Sunday only. And only at Diamonds Direct. Official jeweler of the Dallas Cowboys. At the shops at La Cantera.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for River City Oral Surgery and Dr. Mark Havercorn. Do you have a toothache? Do you need your wisdom teeth out? You're looking to add dental implants. I want to tell you about Dr. Mark Havercorn and what he does over at River City Oral Surgery. It's a full scope oral surgery practice right there at I-10 and 1604. The office is local. He lives here. He's here for both pre and post care all the time. Havercorn is a specialist in oral surgery and a medical doctor, and he offers direct patient care. And if you're looking for the price, he can tell you exactly for how much things cost. Go to their website, rivercityoms.com. Check it out. A list of the actual prices for the procedures he does. You don't get upsold. It is what it costs. Not too many practices like this. I love it. Go check it out. They even offer financing. You need a great doctor at a cost-effective price. Dr. Havercorn is changing the dentist industry with River City Oral Surgery. You owe it to yourself. Give him a call, 210-778-0002. 210-778-0002.
Take a break from the hustle. This is Halftime with Michael Jimenez on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Want a chance to win tickets to every Dallas Cowboys home game this season? It's simple. Go to sasportstar.com and register to win. Win tickets to every home game on your home for the Dallas Cowboys San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. Welcome back to Halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star. My name's Michael Jimenez. James Pledge is producing this show. Hey, we were talking about Monday Night Football. Forgot to mention that the Blitz from 4 to 7 will be at the Rue Pub on 281 and Redland Road this afternoon to pregame Monday Night Football, Pats and Bills. Rue Pub, baby. Again, get the wings, get some beer.
Yeah, I tried to get you out to the Rue Pub.
Oh, I know. Yeah, thank you. You tried to get me to the Rue Pub like 8 hours before my half marathon. By the way, thank you during the break for helping me get off the chair.
You are a sad sack right now.
I know. And my brother-in-law yesterday, my sister-in-law, was my wife's birthday, so we were having a dinner for her. And my sister-in-law looks at me and says, dude, you're going to be sore tomorrow. And her husband, who's a doctor, says, wait till Tuesday. So on Tuesday, when Jason Minix is here, who, by the way, was one of the ones who encouraged me to do the half marathon as opposed to the 10K, he will be here with me. And I will either be thanking him or cursing him. I'm not sure. I'm glad that I finished, but man, I'm in pain right now. The weird thing about the pain is that the right side of my body is perfectly fine. It's the left leg that went out, man. It was my left hammy. It was my left quad. And I'm over here with my massage gun during the commercial break. And Pledge got to check it out, man. So anyway, welcome back to Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM. We go till 2 o'clock. Spurs back in action tonight, 8 o'clock against the Phoenix Suns. The Suns have the best record in the NBA right now, and the Spurs are coming in hot. Spurs have won 4 in a row. 2 of them come from behind victories. The last game against Golden State, an excellent team, at the time had the best record in the NBA. So the Spurs have some confidence coming into this game. The Suns are without Devin Booker. But right now, what I'm looking at for this game is I'm just going to follow what Lonnie Walker does. Because in this last game against Golden State, Lonnie Walker, he played well, man. He had 21 points on 7 of 13 shooting. By the time he got in the game, the Spurs were already up 8 points, right? So it's not like he helped create the lead, but he threw gasoline on that fire, and that lead blew up to 15, 17 points instantaneously, man, because he knocked down a couple of three-pointers, got off to a hot start. He was in the game in crunch time. Lonnie Walker seemed to kind of break out of his funk, and I'm hoping that he continues at this game. Now, the Spurs will be without Devin Vassell. He's still with an injury to a right quad. And Keita Bates-Diop will be available for this game, but he is questionable in this game. And the last time they played, the Spurs had Primo on the bench and Wieskamp out there, so maybe we'll see a rookie sighting out there. But again, tip-off is at 8 o'clock. Spurs in Phoenix, trying to go for win number 5. And as Pledge is letting me know, Primo and Wieskamp are both available. Wieskamp, man. Again, we focus on Josh Primo all the time, man, because he's the first-round draft pick, and he's the chosen one, right? But Wieskamp, played college for 4 years. He's a three-point threat himself, and he is playing well for the Austin Spurs right now. So I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of that, but again, no Devin Booker, so the best player on the best team is not available, but Bridges is out there, but Chris Paul is out there, but Jay Crowder is out there, and more importantly, DeAndre Ayton is out there. That is the one player that scares me from the Suns, because Pirtle, Eubanks, they sometimes struggle against these stud fives, and DeAndre Ayton is amazing. He played so great against the Golden State Warriors when they played a week ago, or earlier last week, rather. But man, again, tip off at 8 o'clock. So I need some help here. As I mentioned earlier, I made the mistake of not telling my wife happy birthday until noon on Sunday. I was running the half marathon. She woke up with me at 4:30 in the morning. She made sure that I had everything in place, and I forgot to look back at her and say, babe, I love you. Happy birthday. Now, I had bought her flowers on Friday, because that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
For a birthday, you take flowers to their work.
Yes.
Or you have someone deliver it. I personally delivered it before the show.
Fantastic.
So I got her flowers, and she asked for some wine. She told me which one she wanted. I got her 3 bottles of wine. And, it's not like I forgot that it was her birthday, but it was game day, baby. I mean, kind of like how the Cowboys celebrated Thanksgiving on Friday. Thursday was game day, and Sunday morning was marathon day. So I forgot, man. I kind of forgot for a little while. It's not that I forgot. It just was not at the top of my mind. I'm a big jerk about that, according to 78% of people of Twitter on Twitter. So our anniversary is coming up. It's in February. Believe it or not, my wife and I have been together for 10 years. Our 10-year wedding anniversary is coming up in February. So we're about 2 months away, a little bit more than 2 months away from that big date. It's a milestone, man. And one of the things about this, Pledger, is that I tell people all the time, my wife and I decided that we were going to get married on our first date. We knew. We absolutely knew. And my wife is amazing, an incredible mother. She is my best friend. All respect to you, Pledger. You know, you would make my you would make my MySpace top 8 easily. Okay, but my wife would be 1. And she's way more attractive than me. So daddy did good. But I've been, it's hard because she doesn't like, whenever I ask questions like, hey, what do you want for your birthday? What do you want for Christmas? What do you want for whatever? She'll always say, I don't want anything. And actually kind of mean it.
It's a trap.
But, there have been some birthdays where I've gone out and bought her really expensive necklaces, gone to America's Diamond and stuff like that. But it's kind of hard because I'm kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. If I buy her something, she's gonna be appreciative, but then she'll say, why did you spend so much money? And if I don't, well, then I'm a big jerk. So I'm kind of damned if I do, damned if I don't. But with our anniversary, I'm excited about our anniversary. 10 years is a long time, man. 10 years. We got married 10 years ago, and we only knew each other in person for about 5 months at that time. So we decided on our first date to get married, and that we were going to go in that direction, and we got married 5 months later. We went through with it, and it's been the best decision of my life. But that being said, I want to take her out for a 4-day trip. The reason why we can't do anything longer is because we have kids in school, and our babysitting, the in-laws and my parents might not be able to handle 6 or 7 days. So I told my wife, you can pick anywhere you want in the US or Canada or Mexico or the Caribbean, and we'll go there for 4 days. And I've tried, man. I said, hey, why don't we go to Orlando, get on a cruise to the Bahamas? And she's like, no, I don't want to go on a cruise. And I said, okay, well, why don't we just fly to the Bahamas and just stay there? And that's an option right there.
Nice.
I gave her an option of Scottsdale, Arizona. Go into a resort over there. I gave her
what's there to do there?
There's a lot of shopping.
Okay.
There's a lot of you could go hiking, you can go skiing, you could do lots of things in Arizona. I gave her an option of Lake Tahoe in Nevada. I've never been there, but I hear that it's really, really nice. And you can fly in over there, and daddy has some blackjack to play while he's there. I gave her some options of going back to New Orleans because we enjoy going over there. And then I said, why don't we go to Canada? So I said, why don't we go to Toronto, Canada, and kind of hang out over there? Jonathan C. on YouTube says he got engaged on top of the Rocky Mountains. It was breathtaking, literally. In Estes Park, Colorado, you can stay at the Stanley Motel where they filmed Dumb and Dumber and The Shining. That's exactly what I would say, babe. I'd say, hey, babe, you want to go to the movie where they filmed Dumb and Dumber? And that'll go over really well. Jonathan C. is also outstanding. He was at R&J Saloon the other day.
Okay.
Yeah, he was there, man. He's a good guy. He's a really good guy. But
great guy. Also the winner of our Iron Maiden tickets.
Really? Dude, cleans up, man. He cleans up. But man, Pledge, give me some advice, man. Where do I take my girl?
Well, you could pull the Tony Romo. You could go to Cabo.
She could be my Jessica Simpson.
And you said you just got your passports.
Yeah.
So traveling internationally, Cabo would be a fun place. A place I really liked that I've been internationally, Puerto Vallarta.
Never been.
It is awesome. It is the Pacific coast side of Mexico. It's fun little town, really awesome beaches. It's high cliffs. The scenery's beautiful as you overlook the Pacific coast. It's really cool. I liked it.
My wife's bucket list includes seeing the Northern Lights.
I don't think you can do that in 4 days.
No. But, it's like, where can you go for that? And the fact of the matter is you could plan this all day long. And if it's cloudy, it's cloudy. If it's raining, it's raining. So you never know. But the thing is that I told her, I said, why don't we go to someplace like interesting? Like, I'm fascinated by Toronto. It's the New York of Canada.
Banff.
That a Harry Potter character?
No. Banff is a place in Toronto.
What is it? Pledge is looking this up. And by the way, I'm going back on Twitter. And I'm a jerk to now 80% of people. So I feel bad. Banff. I never would have spelled it that way.
That's Banff.
Okay, so he's showing me what looks to be like a Bob Ross painting where it shows the mountains and the trees and whatnot. But the problem is, Pledge, is that with that, a 4-day trip, the problem with that is that like 2 of those days would be spent traveling.
Well, you said Toronto.
Toronto is a faster trip than going to Maine. It's a faster trip than going to New York City. It's a faster trip than going to Philadelphia in some respects. It's basically on the other side of Detroit, the other side of Pennsylvania, rather. So it's pretty close to the U.S., man. People don't realize that most of Canada is kind of along the border, right? That's kind of where it is. But I'll figure it out. But man, I'm trying to. You know what I realized, man? I realized that I think I ruined birthdays, man. She kind of let it out of the bag as to why I ruined birthdays is because she wants to have like one of those like those bus trips, like where you party bus and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I had one for myself, and she was upset about it later on. And then
you didn't get her a party bus?
COVID happened.
This year?
No, this was last year.
No, you didn't get her one this year?
No, I did not. Oh, that's what it was.
There it is. Like I picked up immediately. You're like, why? Oh, it's the moment that it hits you.
Oh man, very good. Hey man, I'm excited about the Roo Pub this afternoon. We're gonna have Jason Minix will be there from 4 to 7 doing the Blitz. Again, it's to pregame the Monday Night Football matchup between the New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills.
Here's the question: is it too late to schedule her a party bus for a weekend, or like a Saturday or something, to where she can get some friends and go out? Like, is it still too late to make this a birthday present?
Oh my God.
I'm throwing it out there.
You're basically reaching into my wallet right now and pulling out my credit card and spending $1,000. Party buses are not cheap, dude. They're not cheap at all. But she wants to go to New Orleans with her friends. So what I'll do is make that even more special.
Okay.
But what's kind of weird is that she wants to go the same week that is her mom's birthday. And that might not be happening, man.
Oh, how the turntables have turned.
Hey, was there a comment earlier about Jared Goff's girlfriend on Facebook? I didn't get to read it. I saw you laughing on it before. Now, for those of you who weren't watching earlier or who did not know this, I was watching. I got on TikTok earlier today, and Jared Goff's girlfriend was celebrating the fact that the Detroit Lions won for the first time this year, and he has a girlfriend named Kristen Harper who has been around for they've been dating for a handful of years, and she's a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model. She was out in a bikini. She was out, I guess, on location someplace, and someone told her. They said, "Hey, the Lions just won," and she was so excited. People gave her so much grief, but Lamar Holtz on Facebook says Kristen Harper must be a ride or die. She's stuck with him as he's shown he's trash and he's in Detroit. Oh man, please don't let OBJ get a hold of her. Fantastic. Hey, we're going to put a bow on the show. This is halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star. We'll see you on the other side. ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
It's heart-stopping, rim-wrecking, ball-arching action.
All three, got it!
College hoops are happening, and we've got the action and excitement you love. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM. ESPN AM 1250 and 94.5 FM.
UTSA is headed to the Frisco Bowl. The Roadrunners will take on San Diego State on Tuesday, December 21st at Toyota Stadium in Frisco. Kickoff is at 6:30, and the game will air on ESPN. After losing 15 straight, the Houston Rockets are on a tear with 6 straight wins following a 118-108 victory for Houston over the Pelicans last night. Christian Wood had 23 points and 8 rebounds to help the Rockets to the win. The Spurs put their 4-game winning streak on the line tonight against the tied for first place Phoenix Suns. Tip-off is at 8 tonight in the Valley of the Sun. And in the NFL, the Houston Texans get blanked 31-0 by the Indianapolis Colts. Both Davis Mills and Tyrod Taylor played a quarterback and couldn't lead scoring drives. For San Antonio Sports Star, I'm Carl Schoening.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Is your prostate waking you up more often than your alarm clock? The fact is, the older you get, the more likely you'll have prostate problems, which can affect your everyday life. That's where Prostate Complete by Real Health comes in. Prostate Complete is the result of 20 years of experience as a leader in men's health. The powerful formula in Prostate Complete supports natural prostate function and reduced urinary urges for a better quality of life. Available at Walmart. Visit prostateoneperday.com for special offers. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Don't forget the photos this holiday season. The Camera Exchange on San Pedro has special holiday savings on Sony, Canon, and Nikons. You can even rent equipment for the holidays. The Camera Exchange in-store studio is free to everyone. Go to CameraX.com and book your Christmas photo shoots. The Camera Exchange is now open on Sundays for Christmas gifts or Christmas rentals. Get into the Camera Exchange. The Camera Exchange, 1 mile inside Loop 410 on San Pedro. Online at CameraX.com.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked, classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
From perfect presents to savoring the season, the holidays are happening at Lowe's Winterfest. Save on gifts for your favorite DIYer, like $80 off a DeWalt 2-tool 20-volt max brushless drill kit. Was $229, now $149. Or a Craftsman 6-gallon air compressor. Was $129, now $99. Find it all at Lowe's, in-store or online. Home to any budget, home to any possibility. While supplies last, U.S. only, valid to 12/8.
So much to explore at Total Wine and More. Pinot Noirs, Gregios, Champagnes, and Chardonnays, plus more than 2,500 beers and bourbon barrel-aged. Tequila, rum, scotch, and gin, vermouth that's extra dry. Hard seltzers and single malts, so many for you to try.
Now offering delivery in select markets. See details at TotalWine.com/delivery. Drink responsibly, B21.
If it's rim wrecking board busting action you want, then come and get it.
Catching a right-hand dunk.
The greatest ballers on earth are doing their thing on the hard court, and we bring it to you. Catch the action on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Hi, I'm Jason Minix on your home for Texas Rangers baseball. It's San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
Jason Minix will be live at the Rue Pub at 4 o'clock from 4 to 7. Lots of guests on his show. At 4:30, he has UIW head coach Eric Morris, who's going to be going to Washington State to become the offensive coordinator. Again, that's Coach Eric Morris of UIW. 5 o'clock, RJ Ochoa from Blogging the Boys, obviously talking about the Dallas-Washington football game coming up this Sunday. At 5:30, it's Mondays with the Moose. Former Cowboys and Fox Sports analyst Daryl Johnston joins. At 6 o'clock, UTSA head coach Jeff Frailer. And at 6:30, Clint Sterner of Sports Radio 610 in Houston. Again, the Blitz is live at the Rue Pub at 281 and Redland Road, all in support of Monday Night Football from between the Patriots and the Bills. Again, what a great matchup for Monday Night Football this evening. Hey, I was taking a look at spreads right now. I was on Bovada right now, taking a look at who's favored for a lot of these Texas teams. Texas Tech is actually an 8.5-point underdog in their bowl game this week, or this month against Mississippi State. SMU is a 1-point underdog against Virginia in the Guaranteed Rate Bowl. The Aggies are going to be a 6.5-point favorite over Wake Forest in the Las Vegas Bowl. And your UTSA Roadrunners favored by 2.5 points against San Diego State in the Frisco Bowl. Kind of surprising a little bit, man. I know UTSA is a really good team, and they have every opportunity to win this game. They have the talent to do it, but man, San Diego State has been ranked all year long, ranked 24th in the nation right now, has a very stingy defense. In fact, Coach Traylor on R&R in the Morning this morning was talking about the fact that this is one of the top defenses in football. So pretty exciting times for the Roadrunners, pretty exciting times for the Aggies as well. And then again, in the Alamo Bowl, we have Oklahoma against Oregon, a really good matchup right there. That's going to be a really close game too. So I'm looking forward to the pomp and circumstance that is the Alamo Bowl. That's good times, man. When the players come by and they visit places like SeaWorld, they go to the Riverwalk and whatnot. I love seeing, 90 people walk on by wearing the college gear. And man, that's the football team, and they're enjoying the sights and sounds of the city. The Riverwalk is obviously beautiful this time of the year. I was there yesterday. You take a look at all the lights, all the Christmas lights. It's a good time, and congratulations to all those teams. Congratulations again to the University of Incarnate Word football team. Lost a heartbreaker to Sam Houston State this past weekend, 49-42. It is a very interesting year for football in San Antonio. UTSA obviously took the headlines. And UTSA was actually at the center of all this football universe. But the University of Incarnate Word had a really, really good season this year. Nothing to be ashamed of, man. They've made their mark, and they're going to have a really good program. And we're looking at recruiting right now. The recruiting right now is all about the 210. It's all about the 512. Traylor and the people from University of Incarnate Word are recruiting this area, and you're going to see that, man, because we've seen Harris. We've seen receivers and tight ends from the San Antonio area live it up with UTSA football. And, man, I'm super excited about that program. Frisco Bowl, I know some people are disappointed. I know a lot of fans wanted UTSA to play the Independence Bowl because there was more money, more clout. But the fact of the matter is that the UTSA has had a really good season, and Frisco is easier for fans to get to. Hey, again, the Blitz is live from the Rue from 4 to 7. We'll see you back here tomorrow on Halftime on the San Antonio Sports Star.
The Blitz, sports talk, and everything else.
Let's just say a young lady. She's got a guy